and welcome to Innovating for a Better Tomorrow, an Infosys presentation. It's an interesting time to be an innovator and entrepreneur in India. With the developed world forced to face up to its economic decisions, there's an opportunity here for young innovators in India to come up with bright new ideas and make their mark on the innovation map. Infosys, led by Mr. Narayan Murthy, has always lent its support to innovations and ideas from its inception. And now Infosys is joining hands with us here at Network 18 to bring you fascinating stories behind innovations that have transformed India. These pioneers are role models for innovators of the future.
Akshaya Patra's hot midday meal is luring over 1 million children to school.
Parents have to push the child to go to the school sometimes, and here the children were ready to come to the school because they were going to get a meal.
Indigenously designed Brahmos, the world's fastest cruise missile, is ensuring the safety of over 1 billion Indians.
You are going 3 times faster than sound. That makes the enemy vulnerable because he cannot defend it.
While an innovation must be economically viable, can it be applied for the greater good of the people? We meet the innovators behind Akshaya Patra, the world's largest NGO, incentivizing millions of kids to attend school by providing quality, nutritious midday meals every day.
Even as the country's per capita income has increased to around 6,000 rupees per month, hunger remains India's national shame. 1 out of every 4 children is malnourished and 42% of children under 5 are underweight. In the year 1971, Swami Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, witnessed a group of children fighting with street dogs for food. Heartbroken, he resolved that no person within 10 miles of the Mayapur temple would go hungry. "30 years later, Akshaya Patra was born, widening the reach of ISKCON's renowned Food for All program. It was a mission to combat 2 of India's raging ailments, hunger and illiteracy.
Having a good meal is connected to good attention. See, your attention is distracted if you're hungry. And without attention, there is no concentration. Without concentration, what will they absorb?
Meet Madhu Pandit Dasa, the chairman of the Akshaya Patra Foundation and a priest at the ISKCON temple in Bangalore, who initiated the world's largest midday meal program. Started from a temporary kitchen, Akshaya Patra provided free hot-cooked meals to 1,500 children in 5 schools in rural Bangalore.
Within a month, the word spread around so much that we had letters from schools, to feed about a lakh of children. We are shocked. So then we realized that it's a huge social problem that an institution like ours could involve. The next year, the government announced this hot midday meal program, free grains and some conversion charges. It's only because of that I got the courage to scale it up to, more.
Today, Akshaya Patra has spread its footprint with the first of its kind public-private partnership, feeding a whopping 1.3 million children in 9,000 government schools across India at the cost of just 750 rupees per child per year. in a country where 24% of children go hungry every day, Akshaya Patra is providing the fuel of life to over 1 million Indian children. Operating across 9 states, each of its 20 state-of-the-art centralized kitchens churns out 15,000 to 1.75 lakh meals per day.
This meal should be an excellent meal. Rice, sambar, curds. We wanted the children to really relish eating. Eating is just not only for nutrition. Eating is also for taste.
For most of these children, it is perhaps the only meal they can afford to eat in a day. 17% of India's children don't attend schools so that they can work and pay for food. Akshaya Patra is changing this picture.
One person comes educated in a family, the entire family will come out of the poverty cell.
With the roar of these delivery vans steering across the states comes the promise of a hot, wholesome meal, enabling these children to dream bigger for a better future.
$1.3 million is not what is inspiring me. What is inspiring me is, other several millions who are yet to get this.
Akshaya Patra derives its steam from one basic principle: technology. The series of centralized kitchens with completely mechanized processes were designed to generate close to 6,000 kilos of rice, 5 tons of vegetables and 6,000 liters of sambar in just under 6 hours, beating even the Swiss in their precision of time. An increasing demand for meals meant more mechanization and state-of-the-art technology.
All these kitchens have been designed with a 4-floor mechanism. Basically, all the raw materials move up to the floor, which is the topmost floor, and then from there it moves to the actual process area, which is to ensure that rice is washed and dal is washed and vegetables are washed and sanitized. And from there sent down to the next floor using stainless steel chutes to the actual cooking area.
Together with nutritious and tasty meals, recycling is a top priority at Akshaya Patra.
This kitchen is a zero gas kitchen. We recycle all the waste, the food waste that we get either from the school sometimes, in the cooking, in the vegetable cutting, in the processing and all of this. We put it back into a biogas digester and we generate the methane gas out of that and we use it back into our cooking.
This innovation in process has resulted in a staggering drop in the cost of a meal per child to a minuscule 2 rupees a day, the lowest in the world. Right from the start, Akshaya Patra has strived to make delicious meals that children can relish. So when it came to recipe innovation, the tastemaker had an important role to play.
This particular kitchen operates with 20-25 kinds of sambars, right? Although we say sambar is being served 4 times a week, the taste would not repeat at least once in a fortnight. So that's the kind of innovation that we have done.
But in a country of diverse cultures, Akshaya Patra had to keep local dietary preferences in mind. Making the southern staple rice and sambar came very easily, but providing hot chapatis in the midday meal to children in North India was a challenge.
When it comes to chapati making, that was a very big challenge. So we went to Jalandhar, so went to some Sardarji and found out, then he said, the best I can give you is 2,000 chapatis per hour. I said, no, I need about 40,000 chapatis per hour. He was shocked. I gave him ideas and everything, how to change the present 2,000, chapati machine to 40,000, 20,000, and he did it. And that's how today, as of now, we have a machine which produces 40,000 chapatis per hour.
Then comes the distribution. Every centralized kitchen distributes midday meals to around 500 schools in heat-insulated vehicles where temperatures are maintained at 68 degrees Celsius. Akshaya Patra served its billionth meal in 2013, leading to an innovation economy of sorts.
We have to bring in the culture of innovation, take all the good from the West, but use your brains to localize innovations for our local needs.
I so much like palav.
Mallikarjuna is one of the many children who's been surviving on this midday meal for almost 10 years. Life was an everyday battle for this 15-year-old. Anna Sambar was the high point of his day.
ಇದು ಇವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ಫುಡ್ ತಿಂದಿದ್ರಿಂದಾನೇ ನನಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ನೆನಪಿನ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನನ್ನ ದೈಹಿಕ ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಆಗಲಿ.
And this fueled an ambition his life did not permit him to harbor.
ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಮ್ಮಿ ಡ್ಯಾಡಿನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು.
One of the most critical factors in the success of Akshaya Patra is where each kitchen is headed by a missionary who work for a cause, and that spirit goes down to the last employee. It goes down to the last meal, and therefore we are able to maintain the quality. In fact, this has been one of our big challenges now, is how do we scale it up further than what we are now. That means we need a whole cadre of dedicated people for this.
It's passion combined with spiritual belief that keeps Akshaya Patra going.
Let's take a short break at this point. When we come back, more inspiring innovators creating innovations for a better India, thinking out of the box to make our futures bright. Welcome back to Innovating for a Better Tomorrow. Brahmos is the world's fastest supersonic missile, a defense hardware developed in India and sold across the world. That's not the kind of innovation we hear enough of. India's defense budget is in fact heavily skewed towards imports. So what we need is precisely more innovations like the Brahmos coming from India.
Thomas Edison said, "All one has to do is just look around, find what the world doesn't have, and then head towards inventing it." The genesis of invention in this case was war.
When every country has gone for very strategic deployment of air defense system, in Iraq, because of the detailed laid out air defense, the Saddam Hussein was very confident to handle the powerful allied forces. The allied forces strategically thought that instead of attacking Iraq through air, let us attack from the bottom. That is where the cruise missiles played a very important role. So this is the war winner.
The Gulf War of the early 90s triggered the need for India to develop its own cruise missile.
We don't want to be second to any country. We looked at a leapfrog strategy. So if that is so, we should go for supersonic, which will make the missile flying fast and defeat the enemy fast.
What we have today is the world's fastest stealth cruise missile, the Brahmos, which can travel at an extraordinary speed of Mach 2.7 to 3. First test fired in 2001, Brahmos is a joint venture between India and Russia and gets its name from the river Brahmaputra and Moskva. Weighing 3 tons, this guided cruise missile can hit its target with great precision, morphing into a symbol of India's military prowess.
When you come to the war scenario, you need to have speed for the future. When all the missiles are subsonic, when you have gone for supersonic, you are going 3 times faster than sound. That makes the enemy vulnerable because he cannot defend it.
Powered by the Russian-borrowed ramjet engine, the Brahmos missile, loaded with a 300-kilo warhead, can project as high as 15 kilometers and skim as low as 4 meters.
Any missile which is flying as cruise missile, it goes in a horizontal mode and attacks the target. But our missile can do horizontal, it can do vertical, steep dive, supersonic dive, it can do. You can use it in sea, you can use it on desert, on hot temperature, you can use it on cold temperature over the Himalayas, everywhere you can take the missile and launch. The next important thing for speed is the kinetic energy. When you attack a target, you need to give more kinetic energy for destruction.
There is more to Brahmos than supersonic speed and multi-platform capability. In today's third wave of warfare, where technology is at the forefront, Brahmos is the only missile in the world which is almost uninterceptable.
When we thought about speed in the design, we should also see how much it can be stealthy in a warfare. So the design criteria, if you look at it, number 1, speed. Number 2 is stealth. Number 3, undefeatability.
Created at a cost of $3 million per missile in less than 5 years, Brahmos has enabled the formation of the world's first missile industry consortium, an exclusive business innovation formulating unique partnerships with private companies that can aid fast delivery, production and servicing of the missile.
We have got a smart team of just about 500 people. We have to look at various configurations, derivatives and the future development. For example, Army is saying that, okay, you have got a nice missile, we have deployed, but you make it steep dive. Enemy is behind the hill, I have to operate. So then converting to a supersonic steep dive configuration is another innovation.
Brahmos Aerospace, that started with an initial funding of $49 million, is now a $4.2 billion company with orders of up to $13 billion, making India one of only 3 countries in the world, with Russia and China, capable of manufacturing a supersonic missile. Holding this top honor at the world stage for Dr. A.S. Pillai, the father of the Brahmos, the end is just the beginning.
3 major programs are coming, which are just to make again another leapfrog. One is, how do we make the missile compact, smaller and can be deployed in many platforms further. Then second is how to create a network-centric warfare where multi-platforms can operate as a single platform. And the third one is how do we improve the speed to hypersonic.
Next week, we'll bring you more inspiring innovators who have shown the way to create a better India. Let's all join hands to innovate for a better tomorrow.
It's important for us, especially as women, to take charge of our lives, to take charge of who we are and what we want to be. And the way to do that is to go ahead and make the decisions that will change our lives by voting, by making sure that the leaders who make the rules for our life to be better are chosen by us. When women vote, women win. That's the power of 49.